Good morning, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines Spirit of Most Hated Son. I am the diaspora, which is my people. It has been another beautiful day for a protest, and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's fame. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American, my people? There is nothing particularly interesting that I should bring to your attention as it relates to my protest. And as you know, when I'm finished protesting and when I have given you an update as to what transpired while I protested, it is always my pleasure and delight to bring you something from Most High God. My people, today we are going to study the quality, the main and only quality a man should look for when he is choosing a wife. This is a very interesting topic. My people, no matter what anyone says, the greatest institution in any community or society is the institution of marriage. For the institution of marriage is a foundation on which a family is built. And in marriage, if you don't start out good, on the right foot, then the institution of marriage that you are creating may be very well be dysfunctional. And anyone you introduce into that institution, as in a family, they will also experience the dysfunction of the marriage. Many people think that a wedding and marriage are one and the same. A wedding, even when you signed legal binding documents, it may not be a marriage. And that is a simple fact. So now, let us get into the main thing a man should look for when he's choosing a wife. And in the process, we are going to learn what is the biblical definition of a marriage. Okay, first let us turn to Genesis chapter 24, and we are going to read verse 16. Now, before we read verse 16, let me paint a picture to give you an idea of the story that has taken place here. Abraham, the father of the Israelites, was now old. His wife Sarah has died. His son Isaac was 40 years old and unmarried. Isaac, at this stage of his life, he was a virgin. He have never had sexual intercourse with a woman. And it was Abraham's duty to ensure that his son Isaac got the best woman that is available to be his wife. Abraham did not want his son getting married to any of the women of Canaan. But instead, Abraham wanted his son's wife to be of his kinfolk. That means some distant relative of him. So what Abraham did, Abraham called his chief servant and he instructed him to go to the land of Uz of the Chaldees and there choose a wife for his son Isaac. Making a long story short, his servant went and he found Rebecca. And when he found Rebecca, these are the qualities that Rebecca possessed. Genesis chapter 24 verse 16. And the damsel was very beautiful to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. So here are the qualities that a man must look for when he's finding a wife. The main qualities. She must be a virgin. She must never, ever have slept with another man. Those are the main qualities that a man should look for when he's choosing a wife. And I will get more into detail of that. So now, Abraham's servant has found Isaac, a virgin, to be his wife. So in verse 66 and verse 67, when Abraham's servant returned home, this was what happened. And the servant told Isaac all the things that he has done. And Isaac brought her, Rebekah, into his mother Sarah's tent, and he took her, and she became his wife. What the Bible is saying here is that Isaac take Rebekah, who he has met for his first time, this virgin lady who was now betrothed to him. He took her into his mother's tent. He had sex with her, and she became his wife. So, a marriage is when a man have sex with a virgin. That woman becomes his wife. If you are married to a woman and you were not the man who deflowered her, who took her virginity, who humbled her according to the Bible, then she is not your wife. She has another husband. Let us qualify what I've just said here. Now let us go down to Genesis chapter 29 and verse 21. But before we go into that, let me qualify what is happening here by telling you the backstory to Genesis chapter 29 verse 21. Isaac's son Jacob left home, and he went and he was working with his uncle Laban. Laban make a deal with Jacob. Now, if you work 7 years for me, I am going to give you my youngest daughter, Rachel. So now, Jacob have worked 7 years faithfully for Laban. He have increased Laban's flock, making Laban richer than he was when he first met him. So this is what it says. And Jacob said to Laban, give me my wife, for my days are fulfilled that I may go in unto her. So what he is saying to Laban is, give me that lady who you promised me, who was betrothed to me, because I have fulfilled my obligation to get her, so I can go into her, have sex with her, and make her my wife. So we see here, when a man have sex with a virgin, it is a marriage, and she becomes his wife. Lest anyone get confused about the festival that Laban presented before he allowed Jacob to marry his daughter. Let us read it and let us explain what happens here. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him. And he went in unto her, and Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zipporah, his maid, for an handmaid. And it has come to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, what is this that thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve thee for Rachel? Wherefore hast thou beguiled me and give me Leah? So you see, even though Laban promised him Rachel, who was a virgin, Leah was also a virgin. So when Jacob slept with Leah, thinking that he was sleeping with Rachel, having sex with Rachel, he actually got married to Leah. Leah became his wife because she was a virgin, and she have now had sexual intercourse for the first time with Jacob. She became Jacob's wife. Now, the conversation continued. Fulfill her weeks, and we will give thee also for the service which thou shalt serve with me, yet 7 other years. And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her weeks, and he gave him Rachel his daughter also to wife. So in this culture, if you marry a woman, you have to be with that woman for a particular period of time before you can get another wife. So what Laban says, yes, I fooled you, but the only reason I fooled you, I beguiled you, is because in our culture, we cannot allow the younger to marry before the older. The young virgin cannot get married before the older virgin. So now that you have married my daughter Leah, which is older than Rachel, if you fulfill your obligation of marriage to Leah, then I will give you Rachel, and you work another 7 years. And when Jacob would have fulfilled the weeks that was required of marriage to Leah, he was given Rachel. He went into Rachel and he had sex with her, and he also became the husband of Rachel, and Rachel became his wife. So you see, it is critical that a man get married to a virgin, and when a man has sexual intercourse with a virgin, that virgin becomes his wife. And if she go and have sexual intercourse with someone else, she's playing the harlot, because it is designed for a woman to spend all of her life with one husband, with one man. Unless that man dies, then she may be free to remarry. Let us hear what are the standards that the Most High God give to his priests. Ezekiel 44:22. Neither shall they take for their wife a widow or her that was put away, but he shall take a maiden, a virgin from the seed of the house of Israel, or a widow that had a priest before. So the Moses is saying, listen to me, you are my representative. You are the priest of the people. You must not take a widow for a wife. You must not take a divorced woman for a wife. You must get married to a virgin who is an Israelite. Or, I'll make an exception. If there is a widow that was married to a priest like you are, then you are free to marry to her also, if you so choose. But my desire for you is for you to get a virgin from the house of Israel. So let's set it all up now. Where did all this came from? Let us go to Genesis chapter 3 verse 16. And here is why it is critical for a man who is going to get married to a woman to ensure that he is married to a virgin woman, not to any old woman, because if he married to a lady that is not a virgin, she already have a husband, and that husband is not you. She will never be faithful to you. She may love you, but she will never be faithful to you. She will never support you as a wife should support you. And let me give you the reason why. Genesis chapter 3 verse 16. Unto the woman he says, let me lay the groundwork again. Adam and Eve were in the garden, They ate of the fruit contrary to what the Most High instructed them to do. Therefore, the blame was placed where they were placed. Adam blamed Eve, Eve blamed the serpent, and the Most High God is now dishing out punishment from the serpent to Eve and to Adam for their transgression within his garden, his perfect environment. So now the Most High is speaking to Eve. He says, unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow you shall bring forth children, and your desire shall be to your husband, and he shall rule over you. Whatever the Most High proclaim with his mouth, or even in his thoughts, must and will come to pass. The Most High have pronounced something here upon the woman that is true and will come to pass no matter what you do, what you say, or what transformation the world go through. And here, let me explain what is happening here. So the Most High God here said to the woman, you are going to be having children. And when you are going to have children, you're going to sorry that you ever get pregnant, because it is going to be so painful and so traumatic. You're going to be sorrowful all through your delivery. And he said, your desire shall be to your husband, and he is going to rule over you. What this means, your sexual desire will be only to your husband. It will be only to that man who you force have sex with. He will be the only man who will be able to sexually satisfy you. No one else. No matter how much you love that person over your husband, that person will never be able to sexually satisfy you. Only that man who was responsible for humbling you, for deflowering you, for taking your virginity. Even when he placed himself within you, it will become a comfort to you. And you will never feel that comfort with any other man. He will be the only man who will be able to bring you to an orgasm easily. He will be the only man that you humble yourself to, and the only man who you will want to push to accomplish everything that he can accomplish. Your desire to see him successful, become successful. Your desire to see him succeed. Your desire to see him become a better man. All of that is what you will be burdened with. So that is why it is important that when a man is looking for a wife, he ensure that he finds a virgin, because it is only when he has a virgin by his side, he is going to be able to accomplish the things that he should accomplish. It is only when he had that virgin by his side he will feel complete and fulfilled and satisfied. She will be the one to bring him great sexual pleasure, and he will be the only one to bring her great sexual pleasure and comfort in knowing that she is contributing to the development of a man, of this special man, no other man. She will be happy to bear his children, and she'll be happy to nurture and care for his children in the manner in which they should be cared for. When a man, even if he came from a dysfunctional background, marries a virgin, that virgin will support him so much that she will help him to deal with the dysfunctional behaviors and qualities and habits that he inherited from his parents into becoming the man he ought to become. No other woman No matter how intelligent she is, how bright she is, how cute she is, how beautiful she is, how sexy she is, how big her breast is, her butt is, or what are her qualifications, she will not be able to support you, to develop you, and to help you in the manner in which your wife, your true wife, the lady with whom you first have sexual intercourse, the lady who you deflower, the lady who you humble. She will even sacrifice her dreams to make sure that your dreams come true. My people, today, in our world, in Christianity, in Christendom, a man is unable to find a wife among the millions of women that litters the church. Why? Because all of them have husbands. Husband by rape, husbands by promiscuity, husband by prostitution, and husbands by accidents. No matter how much you love that woman, no matter how much you are willing to invest in that woman, she will not be able to return that love to you. She will not be able to invest the same way you invested in her, because she is not your wife. Here is the beginning of a dysfunctional family. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son, the Desperate Machismo.